All right, I'm going to start by talking about this problem on graphing equations, but we got some steps. We can't just start graphing. It's not that simple. We have to first find our equation, make a table, and then we'll be able to graph. So let's go through these steps together from this scenario here. So let's imagine Isaiah is buying jelly beans in bulk. So let me change that. Jelly beans in bulk. They cost $3 per pound. So each pound, he's weighing it and he's sharing it with a whole bunch of people. So he wants to get a lot of jelly beans. They cost $3 per pound. So write an equation to represent the total cost, C, of buying any number of pounds, P, of jelly beans. So let's kind of dissect this information. Let's figure out if we know what this is talking about. So first, the thing I saw first was these variables. So total cost C. That's some information, looks like some information we need to remember. So C is equal to total cost. All right. Then we also have P, the number of pounds. So total cost, number of pounds. And so we also saw that it's $3 per pound. So let's just make sure we understand what our first step has to be. Our first step before we can get to graphing is we have to make an equation. All right. So we know our equation is going to be C equals something. The total cost is equal to something. Now, $3 per pound. So each pound we buy is going to be $3. So that tells me right here that we're probably going to have to do what operation? I'm thinking it's telling me I need to multiply. $3 per pound. So to find my amount we have to pay, we need to multiply our $3 times the number of pounds we purchase. So now, looking here, we have our equation. Now the next thing we need to do is make our table. We have our equation. The total cost is $3 times the number of pounds we buy. So 1 pound, we can find the cost by multiplying by 3. 2 pounds, we can find the cost by multiplying by that number. So second step, like I said, is to make a table. Making a table is the next easy part because we pick the values we want to use. So let's make our table. We have our input. Instead of putting X, I should be putting P for pounds. And then our pretend Y value is actually C for the cost. So once again, like I said, here's our input, the number of pounds we buy, our output, the total cost it will be. So the reason we're making this table is because we have to have something to graph. If we don't have a table, there's really nothing for us to graph. We have to make a table to graph from. As you get closer and higher up in math, you'll be able to use your function in order to graph, but you still got to make a table to have some values to go off of. So let's plug in some values. Let's imagine we have 1 pound or 2 pounds of jelly beans, 3, let's go up to 4 pounds of jelly beans. Let's imagine we have 4 pounds of jelly beans, 1 to 4. And so to find the total cost, we're going to have to multiply the number of pounds times 3 because it's $3 per pound. So let's do that. 3 times 1 gives us 3. So the cost for 1 pound is $3. So now let's move on to 2. 3 times 2 is $6. So the cost for 2 pounds is $6. This should be making some logical sense right now. Even if we don't really understand this table, we should understand that we're just multiplying by 3. We're taking the number of pounds and we're multiplying by 3. So let's finish the table. 3 times 3 and 3 times 4. 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 4 is 12, leaving us with 3 pounds costs $9. Oops. And 4 pounds costs $12. Now we need one more thing from this table. We need our ordered pairs. We need our ordered pairs so that we can graph it. So let's write our ordered pairs. So just to remind you, our ordered pairs go in parentheses. And we have essentially our x value and our y value. Our x value here is our input. The values we're going to use is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And our y values, our cost is 1 pound, $3, 2 pounds, $6, 3 pounds, $9, 4 pounds, $12. So we have our ordered pairs. Now we can go ahead and make our graph so that we'll make our coordinate grid so that we can graph it. So let's pull this back. Let's make some room. All right, so I'm going to make my grid. All right, as we know, this is our x-axis. This is going to be where we put the pounds of jelly beans that we're buying. And this is our y-axis. And this is where we're going to graph the cost. All right, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to count by 2s going up. Actually, I can count by 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Could go up 2 more just so I can make sure all my data fits. All right, so now let's graph our points. So I like to think about graphing ordered pairs like getting on an elevator. I'm going to walk on the elevator and then I'm going to go up to the level that I'm going to. So the first thing is my x value, my 1 pound. So I'm going to walk over to 1 and then I'm going to go up 3 levels. And that's the cost, $3. 1, 2, 3. So at this point, over 1, up 3, I'm putting my first point. First point, check. So now the next point, 2, 6. So my x is 2, my pounds, and my y is 6, my cost. So I'm going to go over into my elevator, and then I'm going to go up to 6. Now I'm going to do the same thing for 3, for the third one. I'm going to go over to 3, up to 9. And then do the same thing for my last point, over to 4, up to 12. Now, what you should notice is that these points are making a pattern. It's going up in a straight line. So I can go ahead and make a line through my points, and that line is going to go on forever. As that line increases, it will cover all the points that we could think of. If I wanted to go and find how much will 5 pounds cost? 6 pounds, 7 pounds? This line will cover that point. And so this line represents our equation of C equals 3P. The total cost is equal to 3 times the number of pounds that we purchase. So that is basically it. It's not a hard thing to do, but you have to make sure the first thing you do is make your equation. Then you can make your table using your equation by multiplying to find the values using your input and output. And then lastly, you can graph. A couple of steps, but very simple. I hope you took good notes. See you next time.